cord in car 1 if you need assistance. And otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated with your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, so if at any point during the tour you drop your phone, or need to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please no smoking or vaping of any kind during the tour. And be prepared, the tour will feature loud noises, fire effects, and many water effects, so you may get wet. And the tour will feature sudden tramp movements, so secure your personal belongings and hold on. Finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks during the tour. And that's it for the rules. And we've already left the theme park, although we're still close to it. That's why on the left you can see Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, a roller coaster opening this year. But we are heading down now the Universal timeline. This road is going to take us into the heart of our studio, where we've been making movies for over a century. Our fire station. It is real because we are a real city. We opened on March 15, 1915 as Universal City, a real city dedicated solely to movie making. Nowadays we're also dedicated to making commercials, music videos, and television shows. Speaking of television, Universal Studios is a part of NBC Universal. That's one of the world's leading entertainment companies, which includes Universal Pictures, Focus Features, Peacock, and NBC Television. This year, NBC is celebrating its 100th anniversary, trailblazing radio and television to launch the Today Show, The Voice, Saturday Night Live, The Office, The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, and every beloved show in between NBC and home of entertainment and sports for an entire century. And we're celebrating the network all year long. We're just about to get to the This is where we enter the front lot of our studio. The front lot is where we do most of our sound stages. This is what this is sound stage 7. I'll show you on our screens some big movies that are filmed in there. Some of our biggest hit movies are filmed on the front lot, and look at that montage. All those big movies exclusively filmed in stage 12. Up next on the list, stage 11, lots of vehicles parked outside, lots of work happening, it looks like. Anytime you see trucks and trailers parked outside the south side stage, they're usually loading out for production. These trucks and trailers haul around things like camera equipment, lighting, and set pieces. Some of the soundstage doors are open as well. Inside. That's always fun. Notice if you do see inside these stages, like number 10, the padding on the walls. That helps with soundproofing. When a sound stage is all closed up for filming, it's almost completely soundproof. That's where the term sound stage comes from. Although we do honor quiet zones even for our sound stages. Stages 8 and 7 coming up on the left. We're home to several Peacock shows recently. The GLAAD award-winning revival of Saved by the Bell and Bel Air that stars Ron Reeves and Coco Jones, as well as the NBC comedy series Superstore.
It's hot in here. Let's have some patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
If your face stays where it is, it's going to get punched.
Superstore starred America Ferrera. That was a comedy series that aired on NBC and filmed on the lot. Coming up next on the left, you'll see lots more trailers. We use trailers in addition to using them to load in and out equipment in sound stages. We can also use them as a backstage area by productions. They can be utilized for things like dressing rooms for the actors and hair and makeup for the actors as well. Stage 14 coming up on the left, where a lot of these trailers are parked next to, has been used in some big movies. Back to the Future Part 2, all the interiors for Marty McFly's futuristic home in the year 2022 there. And the entire soundstage was refrigerated to make a believable IMAX. Did a lot of filming in there for season 4, and the final season is now streaming on HBO Max, nominated for a record-breaking 24 Emmys. We'll see how many they win when the Emmy Award airs September 14th on NBC. They're hosted by Mariska Hargitay this year. The Hacks show, again, one of many comedies that have recently filmed on the lot. Again, we're also home to The Paper, which is again a spin-off of The Office.
We sell products made out of paper, toilet tissue, and local newspapers. That is the order of quality.
My name is Ned Sampson. I am your new editor-in-chief.
Have you read this paper?
It sucks. Well, 3 hours on to make it better. I hope not
too disruptive to have me shake everything up.
Don't be so sarcastic.
Season 1 of the paper did a lot of its filming at Stage 19, coming up on the right-hand side. Stage 19 was also home more recently to the 5-Star Weekend, starring Jennifer Garner with a Peacock show. And another comedy series that filmed in front of a live audience called Newlyweds, filmed on the front line recently. Newlyweds, it's going to start daily, Anthony Leone. And it's going to premiere October 23rd on NBC, so keep an eye out for that one. So again, lots of TV shows filming on the lot recently. TV, very appropriate since over the decades NBC and Universal have been responsible for some of the biggest hits of the show. Up next on the left, we have bungalows. These are offices for production companies like Illumination Entertainment. That's the company behind Minions and Monsters and the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Inside the bungalows, companies handle work like budgeting for upcoming productions, reading scripts, casting, holding auditions, that kind of work. Work that you would consider pre-production, things that you do before you're ready to start filming. Originally, the bungalows were built to be used as dressing rooms for movie stars that worked here, like Doris Day, Rock Hudson, and Lucille Ball. They were basically like a home away from home for the stars. I think calling them dressing rooms is a little bit modest. And some of them were originally in a different physical location. If any of you have been on the Jurassic World ride in our theme park, that piece of land where some of these bungalows used to be. Now the latest craze is to attach dressing rooms to sound stages. That's the case with the next building coming up on. It's made up of 2 sound stages in the back, and the front part with the windows are writers' rooms and dressing rooms. Everything's connected. Both stages are currently home to season 3 of St. Dennis Medical. That's another Peacock comedy. It's a mockumentary-style comedy series, and they might be filming right now, so we may have a quiet zone in a few moments. I won't know whether or not it's a quiet zone until it's almost too late to make it one, but we do our best. Let's see. No, they're not filming right now, so I can keep talking. And with that, we have seen the front lot. Now it's time to enter the big back lot of our studio, where we keep all of our huge exterior sets. First up on the left, you'll get a glimpse of the Metropolitan sets. We have different city settings out there for filmmakers to choose from. That city street on left that you'll see can be seen in movies like Sony's The Amazing Spider-Man, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, and Disney's Captain America: The First Avenger. We'll see a little bit more of the Metropolitan sets in a bit, but right now on our screens, we're going to hear from an Oscar-winning filmmaker named Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. And to me, Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. We're about to return to Skull Island.
Please stay seated, and please hold on to your personal belongings. If you drop it in the building, I will not be able to retrieve it for you.
You fool. Nobody's lived here for hundreds of years. Why'd they build the wall?
Hi, Everett. Welcome to our live stream of the tour.
Effects, computer-generated imagery, and digital effects have been important tools in movie making for many years. And have helped build the worlds of some of your favorite Universal films, from sci-fi to fantasy, action film to more. Further out into our big back lot, we're going to see a little bit more of our metropolitan sets and metro sets for sure. It's a city set. It's about 4 acres of city set. So locations to choose from. One of the most prominent spots is what we call New York Street, the city street coming up on the left side. It's been featured in TV shows like St. Louis Medical, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, American Ninja Warrior, Stuart Fails.
Hey, Juice Missing. Welcome to the live stream.
It's on HBO Max. It's a spin-off of The Big Bang Theory. And also another fairly new show premiered in May, a Prime original series called
We are not going to be heading back into the metropolitan sets.
Disrupting things. People ask us about that a lot on the studio tour. They say, well, how do you do the studio tour on busy working days when there's, production work happening in certain areas of the backlot? Well, the answer is we don't drive through those parts of the backlot. We're not allowed to just plow in and run over their equipment and crew members running for their lives. As fun as that would be for me and Joseph, it's frowned upon to say the least. So productions always take precedence. If they did not, this would no longer be a real working film and television studio, and that's our whole, deal. It's very important to us to keep it that way. So we're going to see the far end of the metro sets coming up on the left. Anything that looks like brick is actually fiberglass. Anything that looks like stone or concrete, that's really plaster and plastic molding. Those are two of the main materials we use in the construction of our sets. And coming up on the right-hand side, you'll see a big piece of art, our monster mural, created in 2019 by artist Tristan Eaton. It honors the fact that Universal is the birthplace of the monster movie genre. We're very proud of that. So we've got some of our biggest monster stars represented, like the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Bride of Frankenstein, and Dracula. If you're a Back to the Future fan, you'll appreciate the time machine coming up on the right. It's parked in front of Lion Estate signs. The signs are replicas made by and kindly gifted to the studio back in 2015. Stage 34 on the left is used often as the backstage area for The Voice. The Voice films in stages 30 and 31, also coming up on the left. That's where all the live rounds and blind auditions have been. Those two stages were also used in the movie Us, starring Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke.
Yeah, that monster mural by Eaton, the artist, is really, really cool.
On the right, you may have already spotted our next big area of outdoor sets on the back lot. This is our western town. It's called 6 Points. Classic westerns are filmed there, like My Little Chickadee with Mae West, and more recent films like Sony's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You can see down the main road of 6 Points coming up on the right, including some walled-off areas where there's construction work happening. And then back to the left, I also want to point out this little body of water. It's not natural. We put it there for filmmaking purposes. It was the Black Lagoon and Creature from the Black Lagoon. The 1936 film Showboat also filmed in that little lake, so did the original Cape Fear with Gregory Peck. Now at this point I get to remind everyone to stay seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property, so if you drop your phone or need to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention, and I'll be back to assist you. Do remain seated on the tram. We've got a bit more of our lake on the left-hand side. It's officially called Park Lake. And then we'll see some satellite dishes coming up on the left. The interesting thing about satellite dishes is that I don't know anything about them. So coming up on the right is Little Europe. I'm going to talk about that instead. These sets get their name because they often double for different European countries. It's a matter of changing things like the languages on the signs and the costumes on the actors, the set decoration, etc. Little Europe was Pamplona, Spain, and City Slickers. It was Germany and The Good German with Kate Blanchett and George Clooney. And Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy went on a date here in The Muppets, starring Amy Adams. This was Paris, France, first seen that film. And this could be places outside of Europe. For instance, in the NBC comedy series The Good Place, it was The Afterlife.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
This is at Universal Studios Hollywood. We are on the Little Europe set.
Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement with Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. And it was a fairy tale kingdom in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella with Whitney Houston and Randy Norwood. Also, way back in the 1930s and 40s, all of our classic Universal monster movies filmed here, like Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, my favorite, The Invisible Man with Claude Rains. And we have a new addition to Little Europe coming up on the left. White sets, mostly white sets that look very Greek, were built earlier this year for a new Peacock series called Dig. It premieres in November. It's going to star Amy Poehler from Parks and Recreation.
So over the last year, they built these brand new sets that would replicate Greece.
And
For an upcoming show, Dig.
at the beginning of the year, and then Dig filmed here in the spring. And when Dig was filming,
Starring Amy Poehler, it will air this fall.
So
So they turned this entire section that had nothing really before into a mini replica of Greece.
They will eventually disclose the titles. Sometimes they never do it. It's like a forever secret.
You can kind of see through the fencing here. The construction is still taking place.
So did Spider Noir when that was filming in our Metropolitan sets. We didn't know what it was. Also coming up on the left-hand side, we have a big construction area. What are they building here? I don't know. Tour guides know a lot, but we don't know everything. Up next, we're going to drive through a sound stage. We're going to kind of switch things up. So the entrance to this sound stage is bumpy, so please hold on to your belongings.
Thank you so much, Summer Rolene. Appreciate your continued support over the years. It's been so much fun covering all of the theme parks.
Room for a tram to drive right through. And there's no filming today. That's the other reason we can drive through. There's no crew members to
Stay tuned next week. We are hosted for Halloween Horror Nights here at Universal Studios Hollywood.
It's Fridays. Full disclosure, I usually don't know what day it is. So they're probably going to be coming back in on Monday. The set is a two-story set, which is kind of rare. We've got the subway on this floor, and one floor has a surface. Like a tremor. I know. Tremor, this is an earthquake. Everybody hang on.
Well, that was thrilling. All right, so last week, the Jaws attraction was entirely drained because they were doing construction. So we're about to find out now if Jaws is open today.
Next, we're going to see actually some more construction on the right. That's our they're always changing on the lot. We will see a little bit more of the old west coming up on the right. And
You're very welcome. Truly appreciate it, and I enjoy doing these. So I'll be back again tomorrow for more live streaming, studio tour, and some of the set pieces that have gone up for HHN.
We're actually going to see the area, though, in a very unique state. The lake coming up on the right is drained, and you will see our mechanical shark.
So it looks like Jaws is still drained, so no Jaws attraction today.
Right out in the middle. You can also see some of the other boats that are currently again at the bottom of the lake bed that are normally part of the show. Our Jaws attraction opened in April of 1976, so it turned 50 this year. It opened less than a year after the movie came out in June of 1975. The movie was the first summer blockbuster. Summer movie season was not a thing before Jaws came out. The movie also won some Oscars. It won the Oscar for Best Editing. That went to Verna Fields. She went on to become the Vice President of Production. And was one of the first women to hold such a high position in a major film studio. And the movie won Best Score. Movie music notes in history. Everybody knows what that means. John Williams has 5 Oscars total for his composing work, and he has over 50 nominations. He has the second most nominations of anybody in history. The only person with more, Walt Disney, so we're not going to talk about it. Now, normally Lake is obviously full of water, and it actually predates Jaws. It used to be called Singapore Lake. Movies like The Defiant Ones filmed there with Sidney Poitier, and The Great Race with Natalie Wood and Jack Lemmon. And also for 12 seasons on the hit series Winter, She Wrote, it was the town of Cabot Cove, Maine. So the area often is meant to evoke and look like a seaside resort on the East Coast. But from the East Coast, we're going to head right down. These sets we're pulling into were seen in Paramount's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And music videos are filmed here, like a video for Escapade by Janet Jackson and Judas by Lady Gaga. But today we're going to stop in Old Mexico for a demonstration of a very important part of filmmaking, the weather effects.
Yeah, we're pretty deep in the back lot, so I apologize. The service gets a little laggy at times back here.
Thunderstorms really do a lot on screen in terms of enhancing the illusion the filmmakers going for. It can make the romantic scene romantic, scary scene scarier, it can do it all. All you need are 3 things that you've got working right now. Sprinklers, that's where the rain is coming from. Thunder's coming out of speakers built into the sets, and light flashes are coming from strobe lights. Now, even if it's really raining, filmmakers have to use this kind of rain on screen. Real rain is invisible over here. So that one seems screen is greener. So it's going more slowly. And real rain drops are sometimes so small you can't even see them with the naked eye. And our eyes are more discerning than the camera lens. So the raindrops also have to be pretty big. Think about it like you're watching a baseball game and there's a rain delay, you can really see the rain on the screen. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Flash flood. Flash flood was the first major attraction added to the studio tour in 1968. It can also be seen in the movie Big Fat Liar. Lady Gaga also got that close to the flash flood for the music video for her song Judas. She stood out in the path of the flood for one of the shots in the video. The water came down and washed over her, and she did not use a stunt double. That was really her. Up next, we're going to pass by our Jaws area one more time. Again, you'll see the mechanical shark out in the middle of the lake bed. Our mechanical shark, it's primarily a part of the attraction here, but it did also make an on-screen appearance. It had a cameo in a season 2 episode of the Emmy-winning sketch comedy series Key and Peele here on Comedy Central. It used to film all over our lot. The scene the shark was in involved Megan and Andre fighting over a jacket. Megan's rowing a boat in the lake with Jordan Peele, and then the shark pops out and scares her. Up next on the left, one of our fake suburban streets. The house closest to us with the green roof was Boo Radley's house in the film To Kill a Mockingbird. More recently, TV shows have filmed down there, like Dirty John, Drunk History, and Never Have I Ever, created by Mindy Kaling. Coming up on the right-hand side, this White House is a set that's been featured in films like Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses, charming title, and the music video for the song Sorry for Party Rockin' by LMFAO. Up next on the left, we'll pass by the end of what was Wisteria Lane. Housewives. This is officially called Colonial Street. Again, we're just going to pass by the end of the street on the left because a commercial is getting ready to film down there. And then season 2 of The Burbs is going to move in. Season 1 is available to stream right now on Peacock.
let me know in the comments if you guys are in the either Orlando or Hollywood area and planning on attending HHN this year. Super great houses, some great scare zones.
Bird Stars Emmy winner Kiki Palmer. Now at this point we're about 15 minutes from the end of the tour. We'll be returning to the theme park shortly. Remember to pull the emergency cord if you need assistance and remain seated at all times. This part of our back lot we've left in kind of a natural state. It is used for filming though. The Netflix movie Bird Box was seen with bullet filmed here. So did the TV show 911 with Angela Bassett. Up next though we're going to check out some famous picture cars. A picture car is a term for any vehicle ever featured on camera. Pretty famous.
Terror Tram decor looks just about done.
Got everything from the gyro here in Jurassic World to prehistoric Flintstones cars from Flintstones. And something more futuristic, we've got flying cars here from Back to the Future Part 2 from the futuristic year of 2015. We'll all have flying cars. Can't wait. It's going to be dope. My favorite is the black and tan Duesenberg at the end of the lineup, coming up on the left from The Mummy Returns, starring Oscar winners Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. Just around the corner from our picture cars is the spookiest place on the back lot, the Bates Hotel. This is where Norman Bates works. He's the title character from the film Psycho. Of the Bates Hotel, we also have a scare maze for Halloween Horror Nights, running select nights September 6th through November 1st. So I believe our official scale replica of the Hollywood sign coming up on the left has gotten into the Halloween Horror Nights act with a charming color scheme. Certainly evokes something. Coming up on the left, we'll also see the Psycho house from Psycho. It's the real house from the film. It was the home of Norman's mother. Norman's mother gets a rap, but she was a good woman. The Psycho house is kind of a set called a shell. It's got a full exterior, but nothing filmable on the inside. Past the Psycho house, we'll see one of the largest sets in movie history from the film War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg. This is the plane crash set. And that is a real plane. It was a retired commercial 747. We'll hear from Steven and his production designer, Rick Carter. They'll talk about this incredible set.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision of
You sit down to talk about War of the Worlds. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Listen to me. Listen now. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Down closed.
Bobby, get in. Get in.
Now, the wrecked houses on the right were also featured in a commercial for Farmers Homeowners Insurance. The long-form music video for the song Brighter Days Ahead by Ariana Grande filmed here, and so did a sketch from the series Key and Peele. Key and Peele get used to film all over the backlot. Now, one half of that team, Jordan Peele, is an Oscar-winning filmmaker that we work with at Universal. His most recent movie in theaters was Nope.
What's up, Studio Tour? I'm Kiki Palmer from Jordan Peele's film, Nope. What's a bad miracle? Well, you'll have to see our movie to answer that one. Until then, I hope you enjoy your visit to Jupiter's Claim.
Thank you, Kiki. Yeah, next we're going to visit Jupiter's Claim, actual sets from the film Nope, and Jordan Peele is going to tell us all about it.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live. Behind this Hollywood fan, Gold Rush frontier town lies a it is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of
Scenes for the film were filmed in Agua Dulce and reassembled here on the back lot so we could check them out on the studio tour. They were designed by Ruth Dion, the production designer. Up next, get your cameras ready. Coming up on your right is a filming location called Falls Lake. It features one of the world's largest freestanding blue screen backdrops and a big concrete basin in front. And right next to it is a set piece built right here on the lot for one of the most anticipated films of the year and one of the biggest blockbusters now of the year. Christopher Nolan shot almost all of the Odyssey on fantastic filming locations around the world, like Iceland, Morocco, and Scotland. But principal photography wrapped up right here on Falls Lake with this very ship coming up on the right in the water. After enduring freezing temperatures and rain, to find out there were 2 jet engines blasting water at them. They were just as cold and wet filming here on Falls Lake as they were in the real ocean. Check out Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, shot with IMAX cameras in theaters now.
Odysseus. Don't you want to remember?
I remember a wife, a son. I can still save them. No one stand between me and home. Not even the cops. Odyssey now playing in theaters everywhere. Rated R.
So Falls Lake is usually used to film scenes set in big bodies of water. Filmmakers fill the scene with water. They put their actors out there in their set pieces like big ships. And then after filming, they use CGI, computer-generated imagery, to remove the blue color on the big wall and replace it with whatever they want in the far background. We see a few other movies on our screens that filmed on Falls Lake. Christopher Nolan's version of The Odyssey is not the first film adaptation of that story to film on Falls Lake. That would be Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, starring George Clooney. And on that note, we're coming towards the end of our tour for today. On behalf of Joseph, myself, and everybody at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you enjoyed your exclusive behind-the-scenes Hollywood access. Thank you to our past members for being with us. If you're not a past member, you can head to the Universal box office to see how you can upgrade to the past so you can come back and get it again. To purchase any of the NBC Universal movies, UniversalPicturesFrom.com, or you can ask today one of our retail stores. And while in the theme park, you can download the Universal Studios Hollywood app to check wait times, get mobile food ordering, and more. Our theme park, our studio, we have amazing views. This is one of the best spots, I think, on the lot to enjoy our view of the San Fernando Valley over the right-hand side. You can see the San Gabriel Mountains out in the distance. Big, gorgeous golf course, not ours. It's in Toluca Lake, technically, but we have a nice view of it. You can see some of our own sound stages and parts of the back lot we traversed on the tour. And depending on where you're sitting, you might also be able to spot Warner Brothers Studios out in Burbank. They've got that really big sound stage with their logo on it. The Disney studios are out there as well, just across the freeway from Warner, so we're all pretty much neighbors. And we're going to be dropping you back off in the theme park in a few moments, so make sure you get all your personal belongings together. And please join me in a round of applause for our driver, Joseph, keeping us safe and keeping the show on the road. Thank you, Joseph. Is anybody celebrating a birthday with us today? Any birthday? No? Anybody want to pretend like it's their birthday for some attention? I won't know the difference. Happy fake birthday in car 4. You do you. I say go for it. If you enjoyed the tour again, my name is CJ.
right, typically I will end the live stream here, but we have the brand new photo op at the end of the studio tour. We're gonna take a look. I believe it is themed to Terrifier because there will be a Art the Clown meet and greet at the end of the Terror Tram during Halloween Horror Nights. And there it is.
So enjoy the rest of your day. Just miss you in Hollywood. That's a wrap. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. So you can see here, this is going to be the Art the Clown meet and greet, where once you get off of the Terror Tram, right, HHN, you're able to line up and grab a photo with Art the Clown. Just keep in mind, if you are planning on doing this at HHN, every time they have a meet and greet and photo op here at the end of the Terror Tram, the lines do get pretty long depending on the time of night. So just be patient, but overall, these always turn out to be really great pictures. And that'll do it for today's live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back here again tomorrow. Have a great weekend.